Hare Krishna, we're discussing from 10.6. Maharshaya Sapta Purve Chatvaro Manavastata Madbhava Manasa Jata Isham Loka Ima Prajaha. The 7 great sages, and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. The Lord is giving a genealogical synopsis of the universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out of the energy of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Hiranyagarbha. And from Brahma, all the 7 great sages, and before them 4 other great sages, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanatkumara, and the 14 Manus are manifested. So all of them come from Brahma. Brahma comes from Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, is also called Hiranyagarbha. All these 25 great sages are known as the patriarchs of the living entities of all over the universe. Patriarchs means everybody comes from them. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe, and each planet is full of population of different varieties. All of them are born of these 25 patriarchs, and this is true across all Brahmandas. Brahma underwent penance for 1000 years of the demigods before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. So this is 1000 years of demigods. So there is Sauramana, there are different time calculation. So there is time in Brahmaloka, which is different from time in Svargaloka, which is different from time in Bhumi. So 6 months here is 1 day for Devatas. But time in Brahmaloka is even long. But here they are saying 1000 years of demigods. And he had to do so much of tapasya before Krishna revealed the process to create. Krishna, Bhagavatam says, like Krishna was very pleased by the austerity of Brahma. And so he reveals the knowledge of creation. Then from Brahma came Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanatkumara. Then Rudra for destruction. And then the 7 sages, Saptarshis. And in this way, all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as Pitamaha, the grandfather, and Krishna is known as Prapitamaha, the father of the grandfather, great grandfather. This is stated in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Etan vibhutim yogam cha mama yo veti tattvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. And so if somebody is convinced with this opulence and power of Krishna, then one will engage in his service, unalloyed service, pure service, because he knows, okay, I don't have to go to anybody else. I'm the supreme, most powerful person in the whole creation, beyond creation also. So why should I go to anybody else? To whom was I going? I was going to all these demigods. Otherwise, I was going to powerful people in this material world. I don't need to go to anybody. I simply will go to this person who is the origin of everything. So Krishna is saying one who becomes factually convinced. Factually means one is theoretically convinced, the other is factually convinced. Theoretically convinced means that we have heard, but yeah, we may or may not be completely convinced just by theory. So we need to have factual conviction. And how does this happen? when we are in the process of surrendering to Krishna, Krishna somewhat he reciprocates, and he makes us convinced that actually he's there and that he's powerful in different ways, based on what is going to make us more comfortable or what is going to make us surrender to him utterly. So he will reciprocate. And so then they will engage in unalloyed devotional service. And Krishna is saying of this, there is no doubt. That means that he will show that extra mercy to all those people who come to Krishna consciousness first. And this is experience, something that we have seen across devotees. Eventually he showers extreme mercy to devotees. The highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service because he will not have the faith. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great. Here are the details. If one knows factually how God is great, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. When one factually knows the opulences of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to him. There is no alternative in the sense that we don't have to go to anybody else. There is nobody else better than him, superior than him. And when we are in front of such a person, there is no alternative but to surrender, which means that we can't do anything else. I mean, he's so powerful that he almost commands our surrender. This factual knowledge can be known from the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures. In the administration of this universe, there are many demigods distributed throughout the planetary system, and the chief of them are Brahma, Shiva, and the four Kumaras, great Kumaras, and the other patriarchs. There are many forefathers of the population of the universe, and all of them are born of the Supreme Lord Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the original forefather of all forefathers. These are some of the opulences of the Supreme Lord. When one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt, and he engages in devotional service. All this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. Interest, before interest, faith. And when faith increases, gradually we'll come to the stage of interest, asakti. One should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is, for by knowing the greatness, one will be able to be fixed in sincere devotional service. Because again, confidence, faith, trust. That is why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also, he talks about himself, opulences, etc. Right? So that is because to give us faith, to give us confidence that I am here, don't worry. Okay. 10.8. Sarvasya Prabhu Matta.
So I have a question. So I think this devotion to the Lord, thinking that Lord is the supreme, and then having worshipping him in faith, right? But when we saw gopis, right, they were not even interested in Lord's opulences. So was that natural love, like it was eternal love to Lord, without even considering his strengths and opulences, right? And we are sadhan siddhas, so we might.
Oh, we are not siddhas, we are sadhakas.
Sadhakas, right? So in case we become sadhan siddha, right, by going to that perfection stage, that is the ultimate solution, ultimate point, right, where we have to reach by understanding Lord, not because of his opulences, but just because he is a supreme person and having that relationship. So how to understand that part?
Okay. Let me clarify. So first thing is, we don't compare ourselves with gopis, or we don't think about gopis. Gopis are eternal associates of the Lord. Okay. Now in gopis also there are those Armasaki. So intimate Sakhis are there who are eternal. Then there is unlimited place for all of us sadhakas, right? Whoever wants to serve Lord in that in Madhurya Rasa, there is unlimited place, and these are sadhana siddhas. So there are nitya siddhas, there are sadhana siddhas. So by sadhana, we can become siddha. Siddha means perfect. We can become perfect. And based on the rasa we want to exchange, we want to serve Krishna with, we will get those, we will reach those appropriate positions. So somebody wants to serve in Parakiya Madhurya Rasa, he or she can become a gopi. Now, so we are right now in the process of Vaidhi Bhakti. Okay, so in the process of Vaidhi Bhakti, there is more emphasis on opulence of the Lord, Aishwarya Bhav. And that is required initially because we cannot otherwise move to the next stage, which is Raganuga Bhakti. So in Raganuga Bhakti, when one reaches Raganuga Bhakti, natural feelings for Krishna, love for Krishna arises, and the whole focus or the basis of opulence and he's the supreme lord, all that goes off. It's a natural transition which happens from Vaidhi to Raganuga. And when one devotee reaches Raganuga, he stops thinking about Krishna as the supreme lord. There's no question of supreme person. So supreme person, opulences, all these are in the same category, Aishwarya. So when we reach Raganuga stage, we don't think about Krishna as supreme. We are not interested in his opulences. We are simply interested in serving him in the rasa that we want to serve him because that is most natural to us.
Yeah.
So for example, if Gopas are there, they naturally serve Krishna as friends. If elderly Gopis, nobody can talk about Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they are eternal. So if there is space for elderly Gopas and Gopis, they'll serve him in the mode of Vatsalya, naturally. And in all this, thought keeps coming to their mind. Oh, he's doing unnatural things, special, wonderful things. Maybe he's some demigod. Maybe he's Vishnu. No, but then Yogamaya just keeps wiping out those memories so that they don't really remember or think of him in that mood for long. So that is our goal. Our eventual goal is to come to Raganuga Bhakti. And in Raganuga Bhakti, whatever is our constitutional position, we'll revive that. Mostly, we hope and pray that it is Gopi Bhav, because that is the highest. But if it is something else also, it's more perfect than anything else in this world. More perfect than going to Vaikuntha.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah. So basically, the path to reach that is still passing through that phase where we are attracted due to his opulences first, right? And
Yeah.
then gradually our bhava evolves, and then we go to that stage. So my question is that it is also mentioned in other purports that those who worship Krishna, they also get all the good qualities, right? So I think the eternal love of gopis for Lord is due to his eternal qualities, right? So is it true for us that if we are actually loving Lord's devotees also, so is that love going to be of the same level as that of gopis, where they were just loving God, Lord because of his activities and his qualities, um,
No,
or is there any
question is not clear.
yeah, so like if gopis are not attracted to the opulences, they are attracted due to his activities, right? Lord's qualities.
Nobody in Vrindavan is attracted by the opulence or position of Krishna.
Hmm.
So you can't go to Vrindavan if you're going behind opulence. If you want to go behind opulence, you have to go to Vaikuntha. Or you can go to Dwaraka also.
Mhm. Yeah, so just trying to understand the nature of that love of Vrindavan. There should be
That he is
some.
my friend, he is my
Okay.
son, he is my lover, he is my husband if they are in Dwaraka. Otherwise, he is my lover, he is my son, he is my friend, he is my master. There is Dasya.
Hmm. Yeah, but Krishna is attracting them with some qualities, right? Because this.
In
Uh,
not qualities. I mean,
okay.
he is my son. That's it. Now, whatever is the qualities that a son possesses, that Krishna will be in that relationship. It will all manifest, and so they love him. It's just simple. We don't have to complicate this. It's just the nature of relationship, right? If I'm a friend, what do I look for in a friend? I might look for something. You might look for something else. All of that is present, will be present in Krishna based on our requirement of friendship. It's not like some. It's see we cannot box Krishna
Hmm.
in some rule set and say, "Oh, okay, he has to. Okay, these are friendship qualities. These are nothing like that. It's just natural reciprocation. Krishna possesses all kinds of qualities. So if I, based on I as if I become perfect and I want to serve Krishna in this mode as a friend, then Krishna will manifest those qualities
Hmm. So basically, Krishna is complete in all respects, and
as
there is
complete,
no.
right? And
Yeah.
and the devotees, see, there is a natural love. Like for example, see, even among friends, there are different rasas, right? Like sub-rasas types, right? Like Madhumangal has a different rasa, right? Now Subala has a different rasa, Sridham has a different rasa. Now each of them, Arjun is different, Stoka Krishna is different. All of them want to deal with Krishna differently because they're all individuals,
Hmm.
right? Their moods are different, their likes, dislikes are different. What they like about Krishna is different. So everything is different.
So basically, all the relationships finally culminate in Krishna. There is no other personality who can actually satisfy all the relationships in the mood devotees expect, right? Is that the right understanding? Because,
That is given, Prabhu. That is a
yeah,
very, I mean,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. I mean, when we are talking about Vrindavan, we have surpassed all this. Krishna is the only, I mean, if it is not Krishna, then we can go to Vishnu, uh, we can go to Narsimhadev, we can go to other Vishnu, we can go to Ramchandra. But we have crossed all that and we are saying, okay, no, no, I don't want Ramachandra, I don't want Vamana, I don't want Narsimha, I don't want Vishnu. I want Krishna because Krishna is Madhurya, sweet.
Mhm.
The others have their own qualities, but I mean, we have to be clear whom we are attracted from, right? Are we attracted from by Rama? Are we attracted to Rama? Are we attracted to Parshurama? Are we attracted to Vamana? Are we attracted to Narasimha? Or we are attracted to? So
Yeah.
first of all, and that is why we have to hear, right? Because naturally, when we hear, like, see how Rukmini decided to marry Krishna. She heard from Narada Muni. He was talking about Krishna's great qualities, and she said, "Ah, okay, I should marry this person." So that natural love, which was already there in her eternal love, just manifested because when she heard about Krishna, suddenly like ting, okay, this is the person, right? So similarly, we have that eternal relationship with Krishna. So when we hear about Krishna from Bhagavad, that is why we have to hear.
Yeah.
When we hear about Krishna from Bhagavatam, we hear about all the different avatars, all the different qualities that he's manifested, and we will we'll see, oh, okay, I read this. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, no, no, but this is what it is, right? So we'll get attracted by different leelas differently. And it's an individual thing, right? So somebody might really get attracted only by like Murari Gupta. He is Hanuman, so he was attracted by Rama. He couldn't chant Krishna's name, right? So it's a natural thing. It's natural whom you get attracted to. So if after hearing Bhagavatam, after hearing about Krishna and his various avatars, we should have come to a stage wherein first we are attracted by one personality. Who is this personality? It should
Yeah.
be clear. Okay, am I attracted by Jagannath? I mean, yeah, but Jagannath is actually none other than Krishna, Sham Sundara. But So first we have to be very clear about that. Now, if we have not developed any attraction to anybody, it's okay. We continue to keep hearing, right? And we continue to keep hearing and continue our sadhana, and over a period of time, it will become clear to us. Okay, no, this is what it is. So first that we have to cross that stage. Okay, first whether it is Krishna or not. Now after we come to Krishna, okay, which Krishna? Krishna is not so easy to understand. Okay, which Krishna? Mathura Krishna, Dwarka Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna. Okay, now what is the difference between these like, yeah, I mean, he's the same person, but he's having different modes in all these three places. So, okay, Vrindavan Krishna, but he's also eternal. He's also eternally in Vrindavan, eternally in Dwarka, eternally in Mathura. So we should understand this. Okay, so am I attracted by Mathura Krishna? Okay, what is Mathura Krishna like? Okay, Mathura Krishna is a city boy. He's the one, he likes to show off. He's dressing nicely to impress other women, etc., etc. So Krishna has some qualities in Mathura that he displays. Then Dwaraka, he manifests so many other qualities. Okay, I'm attracted by Dwaraka Krishna. Okay, he's opulent. He's a king. He goes to Sudharma assembly. There's so many people serving him. Opulence and royal. Okay, I'm attracted to Dwarka Krishna. Okay, what about Vrindavan Krishna? Okay, he's a cowherd. He's a cowherd, just having fun. Whatever he does is fun. Whatever he does is sweet. The whole class will get hijacked from here, right? If you have to talk about Vrindavan Krishna. But the whole point is that we have to understand these things and say, okay, amongst all these, what form of Krishna is attracting? Then if it happens to be Vrindavan Krishna, then even though we might be in Aishwarya Bhav right now because we have not developed the natural love, but because we have started getting attracted to Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna, over a period of time, all our, all these externals go off, and our real eternal love will manifest, and then we will understand what rasa we want to serve Krishna. Even there, we'll get attracted by some people some devotees are attracted by rasa of Sakhya, some are attracted by Dasya, some are attracted by Vatsalya, and some are attracted by Madhurya. It's not a one size fits all. It depends on what we are attracted to. So, and that is the whole reason why we have to do Shravanam. Otherwise, we can't understand all this. Right? So, when we come to Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna, then there's no question of opulence. Opulence is gone. And if we go beyond Vaikuntha, opulence is anyway mostly gone. But of course, in Dwarka also there is opulence. So, but there's also Krishna's sweetness, but not the Vrindavan sweetness. But it's still superior to the love exchange with Vishnu. Because Krishna as a person is different than Vishnu. Vishnu is more formal. Krishna is that way more informal and more friendly, jovial, etc., etc. But Dwaraka, he also suffers because of separation from Gopi. So anyway, so these things we have to understand. We have to understand what is this mood? What kind of a person is he? And then we get attracted. When we end up in Vrindavan, then no question of supremacy, opulence, blah, blah, blah. We just simply, Krishna is my friend. Krishna is my son or friend of my son, but I treat him just like my son. Or Krishna is my lover. This is where devotees end up in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, bro. Clear.
Okay, wrong purpose. We'll stop here then. Anything else then? You want any more clarification on this? Because this this purport will take another 20 minutes. Anybody else has any questions on this, on rasa, or what we talked about just now? Answer to Prabhu's question. No doubts, no questions.
I don't know, Harish, sir, I don't know if it's a very naive question, but this stage can be achieved in this lifetime, or
Gaurav,
after
Gaurav
or when we
bro. Hmm.
or when we or when we leave this body is when during that point of time we'll realize this with Prabhupada's mercy, or how?
No. What are the two questions? Is it?
Yeah, no,
First
no.
question is, will we achieve in this life?
Yeah, and in this life, in the sense, like, will we realize? Is it possible that we become self-realized and that we are in this particular rasa,
Okay.
or will this manifest when we leave this material body?
Okay. Okay. So, okay. The question is, when will Swarup Siddhi happen? When will we know who we are, or what is
Yeah,
what is our love? How, what is our
yeah,
constitutional position? Now, I mean, it. Okay. See, generally, I mean, I'm not like. I'm just giving a very theoretical answer to this. Obviously, because I'm not experienced it, and I don't know if those devotees have experienced. But whatever I've heard on this topic is that when one reaches perfection, which is very close to the time one leaves their body, okay, because once this constitutional position is realized, then devotees will keep going into samadhi. Now, most of our acharyas, they knew who they are in the spiritual world, and every now and then they used to go into samadhi and come out, right? Like samadhi means that they are now mentally, they are not in the, their body is there in the material world, but they are in the spiritual world. Now for practicing devotees like us, when we reach that perfection, now if devotees around us start seeing us coming in and going out of samadhi and all that, then it'll create a lot of allagulla, right? Like people will misrepresent, or so many things will happen which we are not used to dealing with these things, right? We are just used to dealing with getting up in the morning, chanting Hare Krishna, attending Mangalarti, this, that, and all that. So when this stage reaches, normally one is it is exposed only to very, very close devotees, friends of that particular devotee, and or normally devotees leave their body very quickly after that stage. Or it is realized like just before giving up the body. But it has to happen before, not after. It will happen before we leave our body, but how much time before we leave our body depends. I mean, I don't know if there's any like hard and fast rule that it has to be this way or that way, but and sometimes even if it is revealed, the devotee doesn't reveal it because it's not, we're not expected to reveal our constitutional position. But it happens before we leave our body. If we have achieved perfection, then we will know before we leave this body that I am so and so.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, and it is absolutely possible to achieve this in one lifetime. That much we have to be very, very clear and confident. Because it's not our doing, it's the mercy of Guru and Krishna and of course Srila Prabhupada. So these things have to be read and understood nicely, because actually see where we are stuck today, we are far from this. We are far, 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 far from this. And when we read about these things, that internal desire saying, oh, why am I stuck here? What am I doing? Why am I wasting my time? Why can't I become more focused? Why can't I become more serious in bhakti? These things have to come and kind of, wake us up. Jeev jago, jeev jago. Otherwise, we'll in this slumber of so-called material life and responsibilities and this and that. I mean, to be very frank, I'm very concerned about this whole group, right? As in, especially software, people in money make jobs which give a lot of money, right? Because that means that they don't give you time to get Krishna, money or Krishna. I mean, because in the Kannada group that I preach to, they are not like so busy like all of you, right? They have a lot of time for bhakti. because they also earn less comparatively, possibly much lesser than possibly any of you, but they have so much of time for Krishna. They want to make progress. They want to take initiation. But here, I mean, even if I talk of the word initiation, people will be like, oh no, Prabhu, another few years. Now, what is this few years? I mean, do we even know? Are we going to be around? What is it? Why? Why not tomorrow? Why not 6 months? So we have to hear these things so that we become a little bit more serious. See, bhakti is not for just some entertainment. Bhakti is for perfection, achieving perfection in this life. So once in a while, I mean, which is why at least most of the preaching that I do, I focus a lot on Krishna's sweetness. Yeah, because I mean, when we hear about Krishna's sweetness, then we might get attracted by him and say, okay, maybe I should do a little more. Yeah, I want Krishna. I want this Krishna. I want to serve him personally. Oh, but there are so many qualified people. Okay, let me also put effort. Let me also try. Maybe Krishna will show some mercy, seeing how insignificant I am and how much I really, I mean, I have no capability at all. Maybe he'll shower some mercy on me. So we should come to this, and we should feel like, oh my God, I mean, I don't have time. Let me move fast. No, otherwise, material life will, yeah, today one, tomorrow something else, day after some other thing, and this will just go on and on. Don't think that things are going to suddenly become different and new or change, or I mean, yeah, we have one situation today, that situation will change after few years, and something else will come up. This is material world. So we should try to get attracted by Krishna. And of course, I mean, not that initiation is the end of it, but initiation is the beginning. And only then we can actually begin to start approaching Krishna in the most authorized way, authentic way. So many times I keep getting worried, saying that, okay, what about this group? Devotees don't seem to be interested to move forward quickly. Worries. So please hear as much about Krishna as possible. I'm also sending Chaitanya Bhagavata. I'm also requesting all of you to try and read Krishna book every day for half an hour. Okay, Krishna. This time when we were in, I don't know if I mentioned, when we were in Mayapur this time, Vidwan Gaurang Prabhu, he said that this is the 5th regulative principle, reading Krishna book every night before sleeping. The idea is that we get attracted to Krishna and hopefully dream about him. It's not happened to me so far, but hope that by doing that reading, that someday we will, at least I know of other devotees who dream about Krishna, and I'm not so fortunate, but hope, hoping that we'll get there someday this life. So please read about Krishna from Krishna book every day, half an hour before you sleep. As in, you sleep with Krishna book, as in not while reading, but finish Krishna book and you should be resting. So we have to understand, we have to develop understanding, good understanding of Krishna. Okay. Anything else? Okay. We close for today. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Samaveta Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hare Krishna.